You're live. You're live. I'm where it all. The Confederate Park in Richmond, Virginia, the Slave Master Park. You got slave masters, all kinds of slave master statues, and they dress the park because this is a government site. They got it dressed up beautiful because they can always have the memories here in Richmond, Virginia, of selling my ancestors, me and Millicent ancestors, here at this park. And right there in the middle of the park, that's where they used to stand up there on the podium. How about this nice young man? But let's start at 300 shillings. Do I hear 300? Do I hear 400 shillings? Do I hear 500? Sold to the man in no hat over there for 400 shillings. This is where it all happened. And this topic, I want to talk to you about the hidden book of Willie Lynch. Of Willie Lynch. It was not a letter. Willie Lynch sailed and landed at the James Bank River, just up that road right there, the James River. And he got off the boat, and this right here is where he came and gave his speech at this park. And after that, the slaves could no longer read books. It was extremely emergency execution if they caught you reading any book. When the Willie Lynch book started to be publicized around here, copies, or either they had to get in their churches, or churches and synagogues they got to go over and study the book without the slaves. Now, this book, the white people until this day have failed to share with us this book, but you can join the military, you can join the masonry or whatever kind of cults they got. You can join whatever they got going and feel like you're a part of the white people. Even the white women that let you jack off and the white people that send their women to you to watch you jack off or whatever the fuck y'all doing in secret with this gas station cult shit, it don't matter. And I don't give a fuck about it. Just keep me out of it and don't watch videos of me in the shower with them bitches. Now, this shit good as a motherfucker. During the day you can't make it through. And everything moving faster than you. And you can't find the weed, and the black cloud starts to form. The best part of waking up is coffee and the blunt. Now, I can't get no weed because the government here, they GPS, these niggas GPS you. Ain't got no weed, we ain't got nothing, we ain't got nothing. Act like you the police. No GPS a nigga and don't want to sell a nigga no weed, bitch. It is what it is, nigga. Real nigga all day, bitch. I done went all to the West Coast. I done been from the South, everywhere. Nigga, you don't never know me for ratting on niggas selling no motherfucking weed. What it is, you got some gay ass niggas, these gay gangster niggas out here in the street, GPS selling weed. Don't want no hetero nigga with no weed. You won't send motherfucking junkies and shit to shelters and shit to throw bugs and shit. You niggas on some shit out here, but ain't for it. Now let's get back to the topic, bitch. The missing book of Willie Lynch. Where are the white people keeping it? Where's that motherfucking book at, white people? Because you know that I know that you know that I know that you know it was a book. Ain't no motherfucking man gonna sail from no motherfucking Caribbean Sea all the way up here to the James Bank River with no fucking letter. It's a book. And he made extremely a lot of money by selling his book. That's why he traveled to Arabia and all these other motherfucking countries to sell his book. He didn't travel from country to country with just no motherfucking letter with a few paragraphs on there. I mean, let's get real. Who gonna give him that much money to buy a ship and all that shit there to do that there to travel? You losing money. He ain't had no slave. He wasn't on the plantation. He didn't have nobody picking cotton on the plantation. He was sailing around the world selling a book. He made more money than the slave masters that was selling cotton just by selling his book to people around the world that was slaving slaves at the time. He was an organized psychologist. We got to find out, and I think I'm on to it, from right here to the James Bank River, to here to the Slave Master Park, to down the street on Broad Street where the Central Bank is. That's the only place that I can think that Willie Lynch book could be, is at under the Central Bank on Broad Street. because they wouldn't keep it in the governor's mansion. That would, you know, because it's a hate crime for to sell any kind of Nazi literature. The book Adolf Hitler dropped, Mein Kampf, the Willie Lynch book. That's a hate crime to distribute that. Now, if I find a white person or a Jew and I cut their motherfucking head off because I say I hate them for being white or Jewish, they would give me a hate crime. But you would sell a Nazi book by Adolf Hitler, you would sell a Willie Lynch book to teach white people how to make a black man a bitch and how to make the black woman a house bitch and make them hate each other and separate each other so you can make them mulatto at a VCU college. Self-hate. That's a hate crime, to make a black woman look at her baby and hate her black baby because of skin pigmentation or a defect on her baby to where she won't leave her baby in the middle of the street or throw it in the trash can. Just because the Willie Lynch book, the motherfucking Adolf Hitler Mein Kampf book, that's a hate crime. You would ban, you talk about getting down these Confederate statues of great Confederate men, and we gonna get down the statues. Won't y'all ban the motherfucking books? Ban the motherfucking books. I don't care if they hid under the church. I don't care if they're in the state capitol. I don't care if it's hid under the central bank down the street. Ban that book, Congress. The whole U.S. Congress should ban that book. Fuck the bullshit. Ban the motherfucking books. That's a hate crime for white people to still read this shit in secret and still carry out these eugenics to this day. If that's what, and I know that's what's being conducted from the White House right now. Anybody that done been through D.C. recently, since this man got in there or done left there, like me, y'all see that you got some shit going on, this Willie Lynch book shit in secret. They doing it massively. They massive with it. What I'm trying to do is carry out my own orders from the Zulu tribe. For me being a Zulu descendant, I'm carrying out orders from the spirit of Shaka Zulu to locate this book, what they got. That book is a satanic book, and it holds powers that's giving these people power over the slaves to this day. When I find that book, I'm gonna burn that bitch, and I'm gonna behead whoever got that motherfucking book. Then I'm gonna stab a fucking knife in your fucking head. Whoever got it, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna find it. The gamma radiation giving me energy. You see the arc motherfuckers done woke up spraying chemtrails early this motherfucking morning. Look at all this shit in the sky. Blocking my motherfucking sun. But I'm still getting gamma radiation. I'm still chewing my probiotics. I'm eating my garlic. And I'm still rubbing motherfucking Bengay in my house for you niggas with your bed bugs. It's not gonna stop. We want that motherfucker. I worked a white person the other day. I worked him. I got to talking to him. I was like, yeah, I know it's a book, man. This man ain't travel all that motherfucking way with no motherfucking letter. You can run the bullshit on somebody else. It's a book. And I started saying some other shit to him. The white boy got mad and broke down. We got left here, we got help. They left us here and left us all we know. I got in his head. So a nigga know they got left behind by some kind of starship that brought them to this motherfucking planet. What I want to know is where they hiding this book at. That book itself is a curse, and they done cursed my people for over 100 years. I want this motherfucking book. They hiding it in secret. They still put on black clothing and burn candles under their coats, and they pray over this book to get them the power over black people. Look at them how they look. Look. The dogs in them are one. The dogs in these people are one. They smell like dogs when they sweat. They hate black people that's hetero. They can't stand you. They share nothing with you when you're hetero. They get up in their gas stations with their old funny looking niggas and they gossip and they dispatch our niggas to try to rob and keep you down and keep you broke. They dispatch out the whole sexism. That shit, that Willie Lynch shit ain't gonna work on me white people, bitch. Y'all know this how give a nigga power. That's why the British government, they talking about they kept some kind of black emperor hair from Ethiopia. They cut his head off and scalped his hair. They prayed over the man or did witchcraft over the hair. It's something about the hair of a royal black man they be wanting it. When they see the hair and when the gamma radiation hit the hair, we want the hair. They'll send niggas all over to throw bugs on your hair. They be wanting the hair. I think they do it. They get that hair of a royal black man. They do something with the hair, pray over it, something like that. They get them power. But I think they all bipolar and crazy for them cutting off the emperor head, the whole motherfucking British government, and they kept the motherfucking hair for all these years, and they just returning it after all these motherfucking years. Y'all supposed to been returning it. What the fuck y'all sitting? What y'all got a fucking black man head sitting up in the museum for in 2019? Y'all white people weird as a motherfucker. I ain't got no white man head nowhere, stashing, praying, and burning candles over it. That show you that y'all got some kind of motherfucking, and then you want to prescribe me risperidone and say that I got mental health issues. The fuck y'all doing saving the nigga head and hair and shit? So they returning the hair to Ethiopia. Dr. Mumbi Saraki said this on YouTube. They returning the hair. I mean, these people weird. I don't care how they build their cities up and how they groom their shit up and how they appear to act. And the things that they say to you in the church, them people weird as a motherfucker. What y'all done kept a man hair and his head, kept his head separate for all this long? They still got shit like that under their motherfucking church. Motherfucking black people head cut off, and every last one of them babies that they killed in the Bible when they was looking for Christ in Bethlehem, they still got all them babies probably under their church in Rome. Am I lying, Pope Francis? I bet you every last one of them babies they killed under their motherfucking church just because. But what's in the dark is already in the light, because I am that light being. I am that Christ. That Christ is in me. That Christ, when that Christ energy shines, they trying to block that Christ energy with these chemtrails. Trying to keep that Christ energy from connecting with my dreadlocks. I take my salt water and rub on my dreadlocks, and I shake my hair and let the gamma radiation hit me, and the Christ energy is in me. I am the Christ. That's what sit there and tell me these things about you people. They trying to watch to see if angels somewhere talking to a nigga. They putting all this fiber optic spy shit trying to ear hustle and see if angels telling you shit. That's your source right there. That's why they trying to block it. They spraying all this shit, oxide and iodines and shit, spraying all this shit up there to block the Christ energy. Look how it's a big cloud formed around just the area where the sun is. They moving the clouds around it. All the rest of the sky blue with chemtrails. It's separate, but the computer moving all the magnetic and metal particles over there where the sun is. That show you the people sick as a motherfucker. And the time coming, and that's why people like me sitting here exposing what's going on to you people that's lame but think y'all smart as a motherfucker. From right there on the depths of the Willie Lynch, it's a map. I'm gonna study it, and I ask that you all in this group, Earth Children and Meditation group on Facebook, those of you that follow Brother Remedy H on YouTube, join us. Those that are with us and on our side and not mercenary to our group, join us. Help us find out what this Willie Lynch book is, so that we can take it from whoever got it and behead them and put a knife in their forehead. Because they praying rituals over it, and they keeping this motherfucking power going, and they keeping us at the bottom. Whoever got that book don't love us. It's probably a black woman hugged up and married to one of the motherfuckers that know what the book is. That's some sick pussy ass shit, baby. It's sick. Where is the book? The white people not gonna tell us. They not gonna tell us it's a book. They not gonna tell us what they think the location is. It's up for us to find it. What's in the dark gonna come to the light, and we looking. Don't think that we ain't looking. We on Google Earth. We got to determine. We got to look at maps. We got to look at signs and shit from the sky, like y'all do Washington, D.C., and figure out the pentagram. We got to get on and look for the pentagram of Richmond. Willie Lynch told the white people not to take the book out of Richmond, Virginia. It's something special about this spot. From right here to the middle of the park, where they used to, auction off the slaves from the trees, all the branches where they done hung the slaves on. You can see right here. All right, look at this here. Let me show you something. See right there with the imprint in there? It's like the tree did the imprint. All that where the rope was, they put the horse up right here and tied them to there, and they slapped the back of the horse. And the man came down and hung right there. And the white people in their turn stayed out there giggling and watched this shit. They sat out in front of the church. They sat out here giggling, watched the black man hang and shake and shit come out his ass and piss on himself. Then buzzards and shit came all in the tree. That's why don't no fucking leaves grow on the trees like talking about, because the stench of rotten black people been around here on the ground. That shit done killed off the tree, all the toxin. Don't nothing even want to grow on that motherfucker. That's satanic. You can sit here and talk. You can put your hand on the tree, give me the power and the souls of all the black people that they kill on this tree. I beg of thee, Mother Earth, Mother Kai, give me the power and the souls of them, and give me the knowledge that they had, the ones that read books that the slave masters did not want them to read, and the slave master caught them reading the books and they hung them on this tree. Give me all the power and energy and essence. I pray to Mother Kai of the earth. And so be it. They know a nigga getting this knowledge from somewhere. You gotta go to all the trees that they hung black people on in Richmond and put your hand on them trees and pray to the tree. That's where I get my knowledge from. That's how you get your knowledge. And when the moon is full, nigga, when the moon is full, they get that Willie Lynch book and they huddle up in secret somewhere burning candles. And they sit there and pray to the brand, get their witch board, and they talk to Willie Lynch. This is how they still on top. The only thing we need to do, we need to touch these trees and meditate the trees what they kill our ancestors on. Pray that earthquakes come and knock down the Confederate statues. The big Confederate statue over there by the state capitol, Willie Lynch in front of that motherfucking state capitol. This Richmond, this belongs to us. We laid every stone brick in the road around this motherfucker, and we have got no reparations for this. Half my family members were sold from Louisiana up here. They came up here and helped build this street. I want reparations for that, man. This is my state until I get reparations. At least $600 or $700 million. They done used generations of my people for this fuckery and still hide that motherfucking book even to this day. They still hide this book. Y'all have no love for a nigga sitting there. You can't brainwash me. Why y'all try to bullshit me and I know it's a book, but you got everybody else black and stereotype and walk around here biracial with a white woman ass. They said that thing it's a letter. It's a letter. They'll tell you it's a letter, Willie, this letter. It's a book. And this your boy, man, and I'm out, man. And leave your comments and posts. Join Brother Remedy H. Join Earth Children Meditation on Facebook. We get into some interesting topics, man. And we own their ass, man. And we own their ass. And we own their ass. Look at my